Welcome, folks. This is the Arrogant Witch channel. Prompt 2 video today, Thursday. If you're here for the first time, I'm here every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and this channel is dedicated to the heart. This channel is dedicated to emerging witchy entrepreneurs. And I say witchy, I'll let that go. But those of us who are Black and of color, really all of us, even if you're not of color, but our emphasis is on Black and those and of color, who know that they're meant to serve their distinct people through their high spiritual work in this lifetime. And they know they're meant to do that in the form of a high business, be paid well, and live bone deep fulfillment. And so if you have found value here, if you find value in what I'm getting ready to share, go ahead and like and subscribe, share this video, help for more people to see it. So I have on a robe here because I'm feeling very tender, as the title of this video is Feeling Tender When Growing in Leadership. And I'm also streaming on Instagram, so I'll be looking over this way from time to time. So the topic, feeling tender in leadership, why am I here today? For 2 reasons to share with you where I am. And I share this with you so you know what will be required of you, because let me also share for those of you who are brand new here, and also just to reiterate it, because I think that's going to be necessary for a while. Uh, I'm breathing because I'm on it's a lot. I'm on the first day of my fast, and um, we are over time going to change the game for Black spiritual entrepreneurs. And when I say, I mean witchy ones who have services that are in the esoteric realm, in the uh, you know oracles and shamans and um, empresses and goddesses and tarot card readers, and okay, though this is what I'm talking about. Okay. um I am in a leadership program right now, a very intense leadership program, and today I found out today there's 160 people enrolled in this leadership program. And um I met with one of the leaders one on one today, just before I got here on Zoom, white woman. And I asked her a few questions, but one question I asked her that is relevant for you, and I need your forgiveness and I need your patience, because man, man. So see this, you see what's going on here, you see what's happening right here with me, man. Um, oh my God, is that the lawn guy in the back? I hope he's not disturbing too much. Um, it's not perfect, you guys. I want you to know that it's not perfect. It's not sexy until it is, and then it's awkward before it's elegant. It's awkward before it's elegant. So, what's going on here? So, today is the first day of my 11-day fast. And yesterday, when I was thinking about starting, anxiety started to rise. Feelings that were being perceived as anxiety was starting to rise. And about an hour and a half ago, feelings of anger started to come up. And I'm just sharing this with you. So, because my goal, you guys are going to have to come in and get close and sign up. You're going to have to do that. Like, I'm in this program now, I was just telling you guys about. And I asked this white lady, because she asked me, what did she ask me? She asked me, what did I like my what did I see for myself in the program, or like what was my goal, my intention, something like that. And then I asked her, what is she? I said, you out here, very honestly, I said, you out here, you have eyes, you're in the industry, you're working in a high level program with an 8-figure coach. Um, your experience. And she said she had just completed this training because they do it repeatedly. So she's experienced, she sees, right? I said, why do you think there aren't more Black coaches at the Tony Robbins and the Shanda Sumter level? This is a conversation I just had about 20, 30 minutes ago. Okay. That's another reason why I'm here today. I want to share with you, um, like, what the fuck is really going on? Like, what people are really seeing, conversations that's being had behind the scenes. Because there's a lot of stuff. By the time you see stuff public, so much stuff has already happened in private. Okay. And one of the values of paying to be inside of programs with advancing people is there are conversations that are had in private that do not happen in public. Okay. And so you see people doing these amazing things, and why you feel like it's not for you and it's separate, and you think these people are just magical people who just got a special secret thing. The special secret thing is the shit going on behind the scenes. Conversations are being had, they're being supported. Like I told her, one of my priorities in this group is cultivating relationship with other players, because I've disconnected so much because I really needed to individuate in the way that I have. And now I'm ready to reconnect with players, people who are really playing to win. And I know Shanda draws people who are playing to win versus playing not to lose. And so I asked her, why do you think there aren't more Black coaches at the Tony Robbins level and the Shanda Sumter level? And she's like, you know what, I'm glad you asked me that. And she was like, I think it's about uh, uh, when you keep, she talked people, she didn't say Black people. She's like, when you keep people in just survival mode, right? And poverty, she used the word poverty. When you keep people in survival mode and poverty, they don't even have time to think about how do I create a better life. And, they're not even thinking about that. And she's like, once people get up out of survival mode and they start really looking at, okay, how am I growing my life? How am I, right? How does that happen? And she's like, and then they don't see themselves. She hit it on the head. Like, that's what it is. She's like, they don't see themselves. And I said to her, I said, well, I know you're having enrollment calls, and I don't know if you work for other companies, so you're having enrollment calls with other rising stars, etc. And I said, are have you talked to any Black women who are expressing concern about how much color is in these programs, etc., etc.? And she's like, this is actually like off topic and cutting into our time, but I think it's important and it's relevant because she said she actually the program she just completed. She said there were 3 Black women in there who she coached personally with, who she worked with personally. She said, and that came up in the conversation. You see what the fuck I mean is happening behind the scenes, bitch. Pay, pay money. Come behind the scenes. This work that we're doing inside of the Arrogant Witch community, players, it's a different kind of mind. It's a different kind of mind. And as I'm getting into the trenches of this more and more, because even she said, she was like, the Black women were saying that she was coaching with, that it's not very much in the culture for Black people to get mentored and coached and to hire someone and to advance in the ways that are happening in these programs. Um, and she talked about the loneliness that exists among us. Okay. And the exceptionalism, because what it is the few come out, the few start, and they get louder and grow, and then everybody who's watching, like y'all, the people who've been watching me for years, the people who will watch you, they watch and watch and watch and watch. They're not the pioneers. The reason why I keep using the word pioneers is because there are people who are pioneers. There's always the first. In the technology world, they call it fuck, what do they call it? There's a name that they use for the people who are the first to latch on to a technology. These are the people who don't care if they just want to be the first. They because that's how they are. It's in how they're built. They want to be the first, they want to do it first, they want to talk about it first, they want to have it first, they want to lead it first. There's a name for these people. If you Google it, I think Apple came up with the terminology. Anyway, and then after they talk about it and they blog about it and they do Facebook Lives about it and they get excited about it and they tell their friends about it, then all the follower people then come and, oh, wow, all the follower people saw it first too, but they're not of a pioneering spirit. So they're not the first to latch on, right? And you cannot fake this. It's who you are. Then after the follower people are the ones who then make it mainstream. And then there's the late people, like the seniors and all the older people typically come later. Um, so why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this with you, one, so you can have some insider information about the fact that slowly but surely, slowly but surely, slowly but surely, slowly but surely, you are going to start to see Black, witchy, spiritual entrepreneurs being more vocal, being out here, make it's going to become more normalized. It's going to take some time. It is going to take some time because even she said she'd be in the programs looking too like, wow, we have so much more work to do, right? But as far as creating an environment where people of color even feel like they can come in, because I told y'all the reason why we don't lean in to these programs where they're led by white people or is that we don't feel like we belong there, like because we want to be with people who look like us, we want to, right? And I get that, I totally get that. And so that's another one of many reasons why the arrogant witch community exists, but also because what we do is so necessary, the because we're dealing deep in the unconscious in the arrogant witch community. No matter what program you get into, no matter what marketing strategy you try to employ, no matter how much you try to hype yourself up into a goal, and I'm gonna do it this time, and I'm ready, and I know I have what it takes, and all of that. The unconscious is always good. Pardon me if I seem kind of groggy. I'm a coffee drinker, and I haven't had any coffee today. I usually have something sweet with my coffee, and I haven't had anything sweet, and I'm on day one of an 11-day fast. And so I have lots of energy moving in me in different ways. But I'm doing this on purpose. Like I'm here live on purpose. So you can see that you don't have to be perfect. Like you don't have to like look good. I have on my robe. Like this is my robe that I wear like at night or when I take off all my clothes and stuff. I want you to see that your leadership can be authentic. Okay, it's necessary for your leadership to be true. Like, okay, so another thing I want to share is so we are currently in pre-launch for the Arrogant Witch community. The investment is $2,000 for the Arrogant Witch community. Next Wednesday, February 2nd, it's going up to $3,000. So you have the chance now. If you have been meaning to and you're on the fence and waiting, it's going up to $3,000. So I encourage you to sign up today, right? If you've already subscribed to the list or attended the 5 Death Gates initiation, you already have the link to register in your inbox. Let me talk about the Arrogant Witch community a bit, okay? And my apologies if you can hear the lawn man. Um, so I get on Instagram, social media, and I have been for the last, I say, year and a half or so, more than that, more like 2.5 years. but just really deeply in the last year or so, paying attention to how melanin transformational leaders are moving. Okay. And we're like, as I talked about on Monday, we're like on the sides, like we're like on the margins, like watching, like, we're at home alone in our office or rooms, wasting hella time on social media, disconnected, hella disconnected, dealing with deeply a lot of emotions. Like, I feel my emotions stirring in a whole new way. One of the reasons why they had this phone call today, 160 people, and still they having this one-on-one with me and other. I asked her, I said, there's 160 people in this program, and you got there's definitely a reason why you guys are choosing to do this one-on-one with people. And she said, because this is an intense program. This is an intense program. She said what I have outlined in our contract, that you're going to have feelings that are unpredictable, that are undesirable. You're going to be stretched. You're going to put together goals that you're going to be totally required to change to to reach them, right? To stretch yourself, to stretch your mind. Like, this is an intense program, and I was like, yes, yes, yes. Which one of the reasons why I signed up for it. And what was the point? What was the fucking point? Oh, we're alone. We're alone. And this actually doesn't feel like the original point, but this matters too. We're alone, us, marginal folks at home alone. We watching people on the internet. We wasting time online. We're just wasting our life away. We're not living in our purpose strong. We're not making the money. And we're dealing with a lot of emotions. There it is right there. We're dealing with a lot of emotions, you know, uh, feeling rejected, just like like girlfriend stuff too. Like, I'm not accepted. Like, girls don't like me. Like, or I don't like girls because I was bullied, or my heart is tender, or hoes be petty, or your ego is hella inflamed. Like, you feel like you just amazing, but then you at war with yourself in private. Just all the feelings. Like, you feel like you smart, and like I don't, it's just so many, just like fill in the blank, just all the feelings. And when I was with her today, for a moment I could feel tears coming because of what I personally got going on with this fast, and I can feel my spirit doing this thing in my evolution. And she asked me a question about my personal relationships, and I remember like pausing, like, okay, wait, how do I want to answer this question? Like, but then also feeling all the feelings that I'm feeling because of the what's going on privately. And I remember having a moment of like, gosh, I'm so fucking glad I'm not alone doing this. I'm so glad I'm not alone doing this. Because when big emotions come, right? When big emotions come, like big emotions I have around my relationships and why I move the way I move, and what has happened that has caused me to move the way I move, and then moving in an honest way now. And right, like, one of the reasons why I signed up for the program is to cultivate relationships with people. These kind of programs, when they call you, is because it's not only is the program for you personally as far as change and all that, but it's because who in that program for you to connect with as well. And uh I was just like, gosh, I'm just so glad I'm not alone. I'm so glad I'm in this program. I'm so glad I'm not one of those people who need to be convinced that I need help. I'm so glad I'm not one of those people who don't know how to see value. I'm not one of those people who still needs to like struggle alone much longer and waste more life before getting into help, giving myself help. And so this is what I want for us so bad. Like, and I'm like, part of what I feel like is happening too with my spirituality here and the growth and evolution with being in this program and my long-term commitment and fasting and going deep with myself is a quickening. I'm looking for a quickening. Oh God, I'm looking for a quickening with us. We need a quickening. We need a quickening and we need it now. We need a quickening of a coming out, of a telling the truth, of a healing, of a coming together, and we need it now. Oh my God, we need it now. The isolation, the separation, the judging each other, the fear, the old programming is dying now. It's necessary that it die now so we have a quickening, so we can have more life and have more life now, so we can love more now, so we can do more now, so we can have more now, so we can heal more now, right now, right now, right now. It is so necessary. There's nothing stopping this. There's absolutely nothing stopping us but the individual, the individual. And what is needed? What is needed now? Who is required of me? Who is required of you? What words must be spoken? What questions are to be asked? What sensation is to be met with and to be present with? What is to be called down? What is the question? What is necessary? It is all here now, and it has always been here now. And so we ask, and so we're willing. We say yes. We see with new eyes. We speak with new words. We listen differently. We're present. We forgive. We heal. We keep going when it hurts. We try again. And we allow ourselves to stretch in discomfort. We allow ourselves to stretch in discomfort. We allow ourselves to stretch in discomfort. We allow ourselves to be tender in the presence of other people and let them know, listen, I'm feeling tender right now. Like I told this lady when we were on Zoom, I said, I feel tender right now. I said, I need to let you know that I had some anger swelling up in me 45 minutes before we got on this Zoom. And I'm on the first day of an 11-day cleanse. And I was feeling anxiety yesterday, even just thinking about this. And I know that this is the next phase of my growth, and I'm so dedicated and I'm so deep off into this, and my whole life is this, and I'm gonna just call forth. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I know some of us, this is so new. When I think about who I was in 2011, oh my God. I remember when I was presented with an opportunity in a program, it was called Cash In On You with a redheaded, pale white girl named Katie Farling in San Diego. And it was all about being who you really are and coming out into the marketplace and marketing your services. And I was so scared. I was so scared. And the doors was open for 5 days for us to buy. And on day 5, she sent out several emails telling us today is the last day. And I remember being on my couch in a fetal position, shaking. I remember being, I was just so scared. It was no black people. And what am I doing? And what makes me think I can do this? And why am I doing it? And I don't want to do it, but I feel like I need to do it. I gotta go. I gotta go. And I remember living in the mountains in San Pablo, California. I remember there was this white woman. She was in a relationship with this black man who had locks, and they had this house built on a hill, and they had an in-law built underneath. And I was renting this in-law from them. It was a beautiful in-law in San Pablo, California, and it was over the hills. It was a beautiful, beautiful view of the Bay Area. And I had never knew about coaching, you guys. I didn't know that there was a such thing as a coaching and healing and transformation industry, and that you can do this online, and that you can help people, and that you can make money. And so when I saw this, and it just blew my mind. I was just like, oh my God, what is this really a thing? Like, and it was so new. And so when I think about those of you who are just so new to making money online today, it's like, I just imagine what it's like for you, right? But the difference between you today and me then is that there were no black people on the internet who were witchy, who were spiritual, who were at least not in my world. I mean, this was 2011. Who were selling transformational services, who were selling healing services, who were selling tarot card reading and selling their sea moss and their, you know, There was none of that. It was white people all over the place. When I finally realized there was an industry, and I started doing sessions and going to like goddess circles and stuff in the San Francisco Bay Area, and always the only black girl, and then sometimes maybe one other black girl would come, but she never would stick around because we want to be around people who look like us. And you know, then I think about those of you who have been around, right? You've been around 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, but you've been playing small and you've been offering hourly sessions, and you playing small. And unlike the new people who like they really, really dark, right? And don't know what's up, you have watched for a while. You've been watching other coaches online. You've maybe been inside of a cheap program, or a lot of free webinars teaching you how to grow your business and grow your Instagram following, et cetera, and you keep seeing that there are none of us out here who are really doing it. And maybe you just came into my world and you're like, who knows? I mean, some people are just blown away. I have people show up and they're like, oh my God, I knew you were for me. And right. And then there's some other people who, I can tell by how new they are because of the questions that they're asking. And there's like a genuine, sincere ignorance there, right? And they're looking to learn, and they're moving forward. And what I know though is that we are, all the language that you see us using online but not stepping into, it's still true even if our actions are not in line with our words. Yes, we are the original. Yes, we are supernatural. Yes, we are all that. And I call forth a quickening for us to act in the ways that we know, for us to move in the ways that we know, for us to move in the ways that we know, and that we conquer fear, and we conquer fear repeatedly, repeatedly, forevermore. And that our eyes are totally transformed, and that we see with a whole new clarity that has never been seen in the history of melanin people on this planet. That we see with a clarity like never before, that we love with a love like never before. There's a radical shift in our hearts where we see each other in the right sight. Ow! Where we see each other in the right sight. Baby, get on your dime. Do what you came here for. Do what you came here for. Uh, I'm gonna go now. Oh my God. There's a lot more to say. There's a lot more to come. If you know that the arrogant witch community is for you, how about this? If you know that you have hidden from your power, you have run from yourself, and you just know that there's so much more for you. You know that there's work for you to do here on this planet before you go. You know there's people for you to serve. You know there's a powerful way in which you are to show up. You know there are words that are necessary for you to speak. You know there's ways for you to be, very distinct ways. hmm You know that you're meant to be in different countries, speaking and touching different people. You know that you were meant to usher in new consciousness. You know that you're meant to usher in the healing of hearts and the restoration of right sight. Oh God, the restoration of right sight. Oh God, the unison of the masculine and the feminine. Oh God. Woo! We got it dramatically abounds. It dramatically abounds. It's just so, my God, my God. See, and so many of y'all, You keeping it tampered down. That's why you overeating. That's why you feeling anxious. You keep trying to tamper down this power that dramatically abounds. It's not going nowhere. It's gonna sit in your back. It's gonna sit in your gut. You're gonna keep being constipated. You're gonna keep having back pains and limping. It ain't going nowhere because it dramatically abounds. It dramatically abounds. You got people like me calling it forth. Ow! You and everybody who's in your bloodline. I give thanks for those of you who say yes now. I give thanks for those of you who say yes next week. I give thanks for those of you who say yes next month, next year, 5 years from now, 20 years from now. I give thanks to those of you who will birth masters and raise up masters. I give thanks to those of you who will take your place, who will take your place, who will say what is necessary to be said, who will break the binds, who will cultivate the relationships, who will do the work, who will be consistent in spite of, who will keep going no matter what, who will say yes to what you came here for, who will get intimate with your unconscious, who will say yes when it's fearful, who will keep going even when you don't want to, who will say yes even when you feel ugly, who will keep going no matter what. I give thanks. I say yes. And we keep going and we say yes. And we call down whatever energy, whatever spirit, whatever entity is necessary for us to say what we came here for. Who will support this work, who will also say yes, who will also persevere, who will also move forth, who will also call down miracles and say yes. Hey, we say what? Yes. We say what? We say yes. What? Come on. Hey. Come on now. All right. Girl, we just getting started. We just getting started. Who are you? 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 I know right now it may look barren. You don't see us out here. I look like a fool on the island, right? There's a few of us out here. Maybe you know one or two, a few other more, right? And so it don't, you know, it don't look popular. You're not seeing thousands of comments and likes and shares. Picasso too was once a beginner. Everybody starts at day one, and you become reborn in the process. Pioneers lean in and start when nobody's watching, when nobody shows up, when they're not being clapped for and celebrated. Pioneers start first. They go first. That's what makes them pioneers. They go first. And they're convicted to go first because it's built into them, it's in them. They just know, or they make a decision that they are the ones to do the thing. They're the ones to do it. Just like you can make a decision that you are the one. And only you know that. Can't nobody give that to you or take that away. Only you know that. So if you know you're a pioneer, and listen at this, if there's another program that you're considering, say yes and go enroll. You're not going to sit alone, feeling alone and isolated and misunderstood and angry in your house by yourself and grow into who you are to become to do the distinct work you're going for. It's going to happen with you being inside of containers. Programs are containers. Coaching programs, particularly group ones, but even private, like some people they don't want group, they want private. Private is, if you're dealing with somebody who's good, it's going to cost a lot of money. So if you're not at that level yet and you're not ready, go group. Group is typically less expensive because it is group. Okay. If there's another program you're considering that you know will help revolutionize you so that you can do the work you came for, go sign up for the program. The container is where it happens. The private conversations is where it happens. The agreements, the accountability. Okay, you do that, I'm doing it. People celebrating you, people there with you. You watching people struggle and fail and figure it out, and somebody in their family die and they lose something or they heal something, they fix something, they get better, they strong. All that happens behind closed doors in the container of a program. It don't happen on YouTube. It don't happen on for everybody to see out on Instagram. It happens privately. The thing that's in your heart right now, the thing that got your ego, the way your ego got your shit gripped, the way your ego keep you judging, the way your ego make you feel hella justified in being isolated, the way your ego make you feel hella justified in judging people and being mad, bitch, because I'm mad. The way your ego make you feel hella justified in staying alone and underpaid and not doing what you came to do. The way your ego make you feel justified in lashing out and not forgiving and saying, fuck them, fuck him, I don't give motherfucker. The way your ego make you feel so justified in staying out of your power. So justified, so motherfucking justified. See that work, putting that, oh God, that happens behind closed doors with somebody who also felt that way, who was also in bondage with their ego. Say, I know what that's like. Me too. I know, girl, I know. This is how I used to do it, and this is how I do it now. And you can catch it, and they can see you because they playing the same game, because they care about you, because they've invested the money too. Nobody knows y'all having this conversation behind closed doors. And the only reason why you met her is because both of y'all met each other inside of this private container where you both paid to be in. And she reaches you in a way that nobody else was able to reach you. This happens all the time, you guys. She reaches you in a way nobody else was able to reach you. And suddenly, somewhere that you felt hella like stuck and locked behind, she says something that unlocks you. And just like that, you feel like you can be a whole other person, a freer person, a more vocal person, a more true person, because it's something this wonderful man or woman said to you inside of this coaching program. This is what these white people have been doing for decades, y'all. The white people have been doing it. And this is not to be comparing us to like, oh, we need to be like white people. What I'm saying is the reason why you see them out here at the Tony Robbins level and all the other levels under Tony, because in the industry, Tony is like the top, right? He was mentored by the Jim Rohns. These are deceased, the Zig Ziglars. These are deceased white men who were rich in their day in the transformation industry. Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Norman Vincent Peale, right? They're dead, right? But these are the men who mentored Tony Robbins. They are the men who mentored Gene DeGraziosi, right? And so the reason why you see them winning, male and female, and you don't see us winning is because they are doing this behind the scenes. They've been doing it for decades. They've been in masterminds. They've been meeting each other in different places in the world and having like real masterminds where they put their minds together to create programs. Then they partner to sell those programs. Like me and you should be doing IG lives together. You should be here on YouTube with me. You or somebody else who's doing similar things or who y'all vibe. Y'all should be collaborating regularly. You should have several people you're collaborating with. You guys do packages. You do a package together. You lead it together. You split the revenue. You have fun. You celebrate your success. Then y'all meet each other somewhere in Paris or in Hawaii or wherever it is that y'all want to travel. And y'all look like people are like, man, look at how y'all doing. But they don't realize y'all doing shit behind the scenes that ain't nobody else doing. They don't recognize that y'all having mastermind meetings. Oh my God, wait a minute. I have a mastermind meeting today at 2 o'clock. You see? Because I'm inside of another coaching program where the investment is $18,000 to be in it. Like maybe you're not ready for that level, but if you see another program that's like $500, sign up for it. The Arrogant Witch community is $2,000. $2,000. It's going up to $3,000 next Wednesday, February 2nd. Sign up. Get the help. In Arrogant Witch community, we're going into the unconscious. We're going into the unconscious. We're going into the unconscious. That's where the war is. That's where the power is. That's where we're going. We're not dealing with business coaching at all. The only kind of beginning of putting together your marketing message is in month 3, because it's a 3-month program. In month 3, we start looking at what's in your lived experience that's bankable, because we have you start getting on camera in month 3. That's what happens in month 3, right? Okay. So I need to go. I need to drink a lot of water. I need to like rest before I go into my mastermind, and I gotta leave. And more are coming. Good. All right, Rochelle. Thank you for being here. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all later. Bye bye. I love you. And I want y'all to start engaging with me. Rochelle, I appreciate you engaging. I want y'all to start engaging with me. If you're watching this on IG, I want you to start commenting. I want you to start telling me how you feel. What's your feedback? What questions do you have? It's time for us to start having more connection. I know I just talked about a lot of connection happening in private, and that's wonderful. And especially for the new people, I think it helps them to see us connecting with each other. Um, um, Publicly. All right, gosh, how do I look? Rachel, how do I look? My vanity self. My lip, look at, I got this because it's supposed to have the staying power. All right, let me go because I feel myself starting to ramble. Okay, I gotta go. Bye. I love y'all.